Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we discovered that all the Gorons went missing because they were taken over to the Fire Temple and they were going to get eaten. And so now we have to go to the Fire Temple, and it's also where apparently Darunia went to. And so yeah, in this episode we are going to, of course, head over to our next dungeon, our second adult dungeon in this game. Welcome to the Fire Temple. And so yeah, it's as the name implies, it's going to be a lot of fire-based stuff here, and you know, this is why you want the Goron tunic, because of the high temperatures there. So that's why we got in the last episode. So let's start by heading over to this room here, and oh, okay there, it's our all proud Darunia.
Who's there? Is that you, Link? Oh, it really is Link. You've grown so big since I last saw you. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain again. He has revived the evil ancient dragon Volvagia. On top of that, he is going to feed my people to that evil dragon as a warning to other races that might resist him. If that fire-breathing dragon escapes from the mountain, all of Hyrule will become a burning wasteland. I will go on ahead to try to seal up the evil dragon. I'm concerned, though, because I don't have the legendary hammer, but I have no choice. Link, I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. While I'm trying to deal with the dragon, please save my people. The prisoner cells are in the opposite direction. I'm counting on you, Link.
Alright, sure, you go do that. Also, how the fuck did he even go to the door when it's all locked into the boss door? You can see that that lock was clearly there. He didn't have to have the boss key, and somehow he went inside. Damn cheater. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically the whole gist with, you know, the Fire Temple, where you see those Goron cells like this right here. And so you're going to make sure to talk to the Gorons. I think that's what you have to do, actually. So let's go and talk to him.
Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? I'll tell you a secret for saving me. In order to get into the room where Darunia went, you have to do something about the pillar stuck in the ceiling. Find a path that leads to a room above the ceiling right away.
And so every time you free those Gorons, like basically they'll give you those hints about what to do in the Fire Temple, and then after that, then they always house a small key. See, you'll just that's the only way you'll find small keys, and it's done just by going to the Goron's cells and freeing them. So that's just basically all there is. So, you know, just find the Gorons, and yeah, like I said, I do believe you actually have to free every single one of those Gorons. So anyway, let's ignore these guys over this way. Oh yeah, by the way, I want you guys to listen closely to the soundtrack real quick. Or I think that's where it's supposed to be. Let me wait to see until it finally comes up. Okay, here we go. Alright, so to those of you who are not quite familiar with it, find this to be absolutely creepy. So yes, as you can probably tell, this is actually the version, like, you know, since I did say beforehand I was playing I was playing this off my N64. I got a physical copy, I have a physical copy, and so I'm, you know, just playing this off it. And to those of you who might not be aware, because I'm pretty sure that some of you guys might be playing Ocarina of Time, you might hear something different, but you hear something very different in this video. So yes, as you can tell, this Fire Temple has the this is actually where you listen to where you get to listen to the chants, and because of this, some of the versions, like, you know, in the very early versions of Ocarina of Time, like either 1.0 or 1.1, like the very early versions, those cartridges will have the they'll have this this chanting, and this is supposed to be the some kind of Islamic chanting, where it's like some kind of prayer from the Muslims. And so this is actually something that only exists in those early versions. And starting with version 1.2, just to remove the just for the sake of not having any controversy, they actually removed this those kind of chants, and so they replaced it with some other kind of wire. And just in later versions, like starting with 1.2 and also subsequent re-releases, including the 3DS version. But since I'm playing the one cartridge that has that's basically like a 1.1, I would say, yeah, I'm playing version 1.1. So one of the cartridges that I'm playing, this cartridge I have actually does have the chance, and so you'll actually and so like if you have like either the gold cartridge or at least some of the cartridges, like so there's also some of the other ones that are 1.2 that doesn't have the chance and just has something else, but yeah, the cartridge I have, yeah, that one actually does have the chance. And so that's actually one of the earlier versions I'm playing because of it. So yeah, that's how that's actually the reason why you're hearing this kind of mysterious Islamic chanting that you can hear in the background in the Fire Temple. And so yeah, like I said, later versions actually remove this, but you know I was lucky enough to actually have one of those copies that actually does have the kind of chanting. And the only way to, if you're probably wondering how exactly you tell if like which version of the cartridge you have, if you actually look in the back of the cartridge itself and just take a look at the numbers, or at least the letters, then that's how you can actually tell if or tell which version you have. If it's just random numbers and no letter, then you have a version 1.0, which is like either the gold cartridges or just the regular ones in general. If it's random numbers with the or the two random digits and the letter A, then it's version 1.1 for some of the gray cartridges, and that's one I have actually, the one I'm playing right now for this Let's Play. And if it's random digits and the letter B, then it's actually version 1.2 that removes the chanting. And and also the chanting isn't the only thing that's also different that's been removed. There's also something else that was also censored that we'll actually be getting to much later on in this game, and that kind of involves blood. But we'll see that much later on. Alright, so we've got another secret for there are switches in the step they had to cut to activate. But you can also use the Goron's special crop to do the job. Yeah, by the way, folks, almost every single one of the Gorons that you release, they're always going to mention the term the Goron's special crop. What they actually mean is bombs, and honestly, I don't know why they could just simply, or they couldn't just simply say the word bombs. I mean, you want to say bombs, just say bombs. You said bomb flowers before, like either bombs or bomb flowers, so I mean, I don't know why they just wanted to say Goron's special crop. And I'll say though, back when I was a kid, I always used to think it's like some sort of fruit that they were referring to. Like, what kind of fruit? I couldn't find it anywhere. And so my childish mind was just alluding to thinking I could just find some kind of fruit anywhere in this dungeon. But no, it turns out they're just referring to bombs, and that's just really all I needed. So I was actually talking over the kind of in details about I mean, you know, for one thing, it is kind of a nice touch with the chants that they're here right now, and also kind of just makes it a little more ominous, I would say. But you know, but of course, I mean, either way, it's still very creepy even without the chanting, and just replace it with just regular cores. But yeah, there's some other things I didn't talk about, like plus with the enemies. So what we just saw in that one room, we saw those flying tiles. That was you know, we remember those flying tiles from Link to the Past. And usually I always just use the shield to deflect off those, or you just use a sword, but it's always best to just use a shield. And also, there's another new enemy that we just encountered. Those are called the, well, you know, it's kind of like, oh, wait, I was right, they're called likes. Okay, yeah, I probably should be done with the joke. I've referenced that way too many times now, and I think it's, I think I might have run its course, but... Anyway, yeah, those are likes, and yeah, I know I've said this quite a lot of times, because they've appeared in quite a lot of Zelda games, but be very careful with those likes, because what they do is that if you get too close to them, they will try to eat you, and after they spit you out, they will swallow your shield, and they will also swallow the tunic that you're wearing, like either the Goron tunic or another tunic that we'll be getting later on. And so you actually have to quickly try to kill it, because after that thing you just get this back. Because if you take too long, then they will completely eat you those two things, and you actually have to buy some new ones. So like either a Hylian shield or the new tunic. So you really want to be quick about killing those. And next to enemy, these are the torch slugs. They will if they ever spot you, they'll get shocked first, and they'll try to jump at you as well, and they will light you on fire. And of course, after you actually kill them, their fire will disappear, but then after you take too long, they'll just relight the fires themselves. And so what you can do is that after you first attack them, they can just continue to slash at them, and then they'll actually just immediately get killed as well. They're actually they're not too difficult to deal with. Just make sure you don't really touch them, otherwise you'll catch fire and then you'll just take even more damage. One of the Gorons will actually say that if you actually do catch fire, then you can either swing your sword or just roll to put the fire out. And it's also some other things that I did show off, but didn't talk about quite as much. But of course, another thing that's been around since I would say Zelda 1, basically. Like so you'll run into some walls that are supposed to be a bomb bowl, but but you'll see no cracks at all whatsoever. And so the only way to tell by this is that if you have a slash of your sword against the wall, and if you slash it against a bomb wall, it'll actually make this a very distinct, different kind of noise if you slash it at. And if you hear that kind of sound, then that actually indicates that it's a bombable wall. So that way there you can just bomb that, and then you can just progress onwards. So yeah, it's it's one of those things that one of the Gorons actually did talk about, but I also wanted to just point that out as well. But it's also been a thing since the first Zelda game, so it's been carried over here in this game as well. And of course we have this kind of a maze room. And I think the fire temple, like, it could be a little bit complex, but I mean, it's still doable either way. So I mean, if you know your way through the dungeon, then I mean you should be okay. Talking about those light legs here, I would say that the only kind of exception where they well, I don't know, I never actually implemented this as well, but I know for after such a long time, but the light legs actually do return in Tears of the Kingdom. I think they still swallow you though, and they could probably try to eat your shields and all that, but I don't really know. I never really took that risk at all when I was playing the game. And so when I encountered those light legs, because you just encounter those in the those hidden caves that you can find in Hyrule. But yeah, I never really tried that out at all. And so they've actually given a better weak point where like they'll just they can just show their weak point, just attack them like that. But yeah, I don't even know if I don't really know if they actually still do ear shields or anything, but. Yeah, because, I never really chance those. Alright, and some more gold skulls to kill. And yeah, I had to make perfectly sure I got those gold skulls because, I really want to make sure because that's always what I'm afraid of, that I would just go to this dungeon without getting any of those Skulltulas. Also, yeah, for some weird... Oh, yeah, and I was close then because both those boulders were blocking my way. Yeah, like, it kind of looks like those boulders have a mind of their own because like... you saw how those boulders would stop in place, and then they just go and change direction. Because, boulders usually don't do that. They just go, like, all around. They just stop and then just, change different course. So, like, did they really have minds of their own or something? I don't know. Anyways, when you were on fire, you can put yeah, I already know. We already talked about that, so, yeah, did you know that? I mean, yeah, that's actually something that first-time players probably wouldn't know at all. So, and they wouldn't even know until one of the Gorons actually pointed that out to them. So anyhow, I gotta say, I'll also say that the at least the fire temple actually does make it a little easier for finding the small keys, because I know in other dungeons, well, at least for what we saw in the forest temple, that that those small keys were kind of scattered in their own places, but here in this dungeon, it's actually it actually seems a little easier to find those small keys because since they're all located within the cells of the Gorons. Alright, so for this room, you're going to want to be very careful because you see how narrow this bridge is. Well, it's not really so much of a bridge, it's that walkway, so yeah, it's very narrow. And yeah, because of the auto-jumping, that you really want to, well, I mean, chances are that Link could potentially grit grab from the, from that ledge, but, I didn't really want to chance it, because I guess if you run too fast, then Link will actually just automatically jump off because of the auto-jumping, and now, finally, we got the dungeon map, yay! It's about time, right? But yeah, that's actually like one of those, one of the most anxiety-inducing things about the 3D Zelda games is, the auto-jumping, which, of course, which I know they actually completely get rid of, and well, starting with Breath of the Wild, where where now Link finally has a jump button. So I mean, like, mainly because of the wall climbing mechanic that was introduced in that game. So because of that, that's why they implemented a jump button for Link. Which I mean, I'm actually real grateful for it at the very least. I mean, you know, auto jumping, I was always pretty fine with. I mean, I was put off by it at first when I first played this game as a kid because I was so used to other games where it's always just pressing a jump button like just pressing a button like playing games like Mario 64, Banjo Kazooie, or other games with that have their own jump button, but not the case with those 3D Zelda games where it's just auto jumping. But I was actually still pretty much used to it, and so it just it didn't really bother me much. So I mean, that's kind of how when you play those games as a kid, and then you just see some things that just don't really bother you much. Yeah, that's just how it is. Could be because of the nostalgia and all that. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's just that's just pretty much what there is to say. I also do want to mention, going back a bit about how I was talking about the Islamic chanting in the that you hear in the Fire Temple, like you're hearing right now while I'm playing this game. It's actually not the only one about that, but well, I mean, I already did say that, but you also saw those symbols with the crescent moon and the star. I don't know if I ever did mention that earlier in this Let's Play. I might have, but in case I never really did. Yeah, they also did remove the that kind of a symbol on that you saw on the switches and the blocks. I think that only applies to starting with the GameCube port and then the Virtual Console releases, and that also applies to the 3DS version as well. Those symbols they saw on those on the switches, they also do get removed because that's also a symbol of the Muslims. And so, to avoid a controversy, then they actually just replace it with a Gerudo symbol that they can probably see right there. So yeah, it's actually one thing to know as well. Is they had to replace that just for the sake of it. But yeah, you'll only be seeing those kind of symbols on the if you're actually playing this game on the N64 on an actual cartridge on the N64. Because, like I said, since I'm playing this game on my N64, and I tried using the analog stick, but I guess I let go, and that's how I took fall damage. Because, yeah, you always, because you really don't want to suffer from fall damage, you just want to make sure you push on the analog stick, and then Link will just do the forward roll, so I'll just save him from taking any fall damage. Alright, so what this Goron's saying is that he's talking about the mini bosses that we'll be encountering a little later. It's supposed to be the flare dancers, and yeah, special prop. Yeah, it's in front of the bomb. So so yeah, he talked about those mini bosses that we'll be that we're gonna be encountering later in this dungeon. But yeah, he's actually giving you a hint on exactly how to beat them. You can't really use arrows at all because apparently they're invulnerable to them. So you just had to use the Goron's special prop, or bombs, to actually attack them. And also another Goron just mentioned that there are also some fake doors that you'll be coming across in this dungeon as well. And so if you try to open it, then it'll try to move around, and then it'll try to squish Link flat. So that's when you want to escape. But there's actually a real distinct way to tell that a door is fake. So and so what you want to do is that you'll just have to just use bombs against it, but we'll see that a little later. And for this one, yeah, I was trying to play the Scarecrow song, but yeah, you see that that platform there where Navi is turning green. Yeah, that's actually where you can use the Scarecrow song, and I do believe, yeah, you probably might want to make sure you have the Scarecrow song with you, or just make sure you get that registered, and that way there you're gonna be able to hookshot at that up there. And there we go. But make sure you're within close range, because even though I was on the other platform, and then Navi still turned green, but then I tried playing the Scarecrow song, but the Scarecrow never appeared at all. So you're going to want to make sure that you're within close enough range for the Scarecrow to actually appear. And also, before you just saw there, I also kind of messed up a couple of notes because like, because of the fact that I pressed all the A buttons, and then, or also having the A buttons, and then just the down C button. But because of that, I tried to match the A button, and then I just kind of screw up on those notes. So, You know, like I said, I did that just for shits and giggles, and so I guess it's kind of a it's kind of a punishment for doing a little stunt like that, and so I would just kind of mess up and not be able to play properly. So that's why I kind of had to do it a little slowly to so that way there I can actually get the properly get the song in, and then for the scarecrow to appear. Tell you what though, whenever we get to Majora's Mask and play that Scarecrow song, and yes, the Scarecrow song actually does return in Majora's Mask because you know, and you still be able to use that. So you know, it works the same exact way in this game. So yeah, I'll tell you what though, once we get to Majora's Mask, then I'll make sure to play a rather simpler kind of song. But I mean, might be a silly song, mind you, but I'll just make sure to play it that doesn't necessarily like very much like having to match it so many times. I'll just I'll come up with something. So so we'll just wait till then, and then we'll just play that kind of song. Anyway, so this chest over there, it's actually it only contains rubies though, so you don't necessarily have to get it though. But I do want to get every single chest that there is. And it's also under a time limit, so you want to make sure to hookshot there. But I also fucked this one up because my aiming was very off because I'm very shit with aiming. So you just have to aim it just right with a hookshot. And so you can actually just jump down to this donut hole that's down there, and it'll lead you back over to the room with the narrow pathway. But I'm not going to do that though because this is where I decided to end things off right here. So, so yeah, because that way there I could just actually get over there and not take any risks, either fall damage or actually falling down even further. So, anyways, next time on Let's Play Ocarina of Time, we're going to continue more with the Fire Temple and maybe finish it, or just, you know, maybe reach some point, but we'll have to see. So, I will see you guys then.